Hello, Floorball fans, and welcome to Game 2 of the WFC qualifiers happening here in Toronto, Ontario at the Metropolitan University, formerly Ryerson, for those of you it's been a while for. This is Game 2 between Canada and the United States. Canada will be the home team today.
Welcome to the court, Team USA and Team Canada.
Let me go down to Frank Julien, our public address announcer, for our intros.
Kyle, same referees as yesterday, so we expect the same kind of game to be called.
Thomas Anderson, Rickard Weissman from Sweden.
The achievements of one of his players. With 3 goals and 2 assists in yesterday's match, Alfred Rossi is officially Floorball Canada's all-time leading scorer, with 43 goals and 20 assists in 27 games played with the men's national team. With this, Val has passed forward captain Bobby Elias. Welcoming Sonny Hockey to the board to present the award. Congratulations, Val.
So we talked about it yesterday, and Val had an assist added yesterday that we weren't aware of that puts him as the all-time leading scorer in Canadian history.
It's actually great that he gets to do it here in Canada so we can recognize him in front of a home crowd.
Absolutely.
Some sort of commentary coming from the captains and goalies there, but we'll leave that for them to know and us to find out. And as we get ready to hear the starting lineups, just a quick note, we had some name corrections brought to our attention, so our mistake on our end. First game for international commentating here, but number 90, Eschegray. Number 96 is Tri-Bomb, not Tri-Born, and number 22 is Kelty. We'll try and make sure we get that right today.
The starting lineups for today's match for Team USA. The attackers. Number 89, Yanis Vezin.
Yeah,
Number 16,
different from yesterday.
number 88, Brandon Barber. Number 16, Chris Ruckman. Number 91, Valerie Petrovsky. Defenders, number 67, Edu Lumila. And number 15, Taylor Walsh. Starting goalkeeper, number 39, Christoph Hansen.
So both teams making no changes in goal. We saw coming in yesterday late in the game was Trent Kling, but US is going back with Sebastian Stocky. Played well through 2.5 periods. And Canada sticking with Christoph Kasha, the young Prague native. And both teams starting their top line, Vidakovsky, Barber, and Ruckman up front with Walsh and Lumiella.
Canada making no changes there, whereas Team USA has picked a different starting five.
Big thing is for the U.S. to find a way to shut down this top line. Vidakovsky, 5 points yesterday, as was mentioned. Barber with 4 goals, player of the game. If you can't keep this number 1 unit off for Canada, it's going to be very difficult for the U.S. to come back here.
It's also 9 goals that they have to make up, so they can't be allowing this line to put the ball in the back of their own net.
Which means they may have to take a lot of chances, which this line is very good on countering when given openings.
I think it's being explained to Team USA that it's an away and a home game here for them. So now they get to pick their side. We're a little ahead of schedule. So we've got 1:30 here before we can officially start.
I think you had mentioned yesterday, Carl, that the teams may switch benches, but I think they decided to stay where they were based on locations of dressing rooms.
Yes, because last year at qualifiers for the women's, Game 2, Team Canada had to make the long trek to the far bench. The IFF is always about fairness and trying to keep everything the same, but if both teams agree to keeping things the same from day 1 to day 2, then that's totally acceptable, and it looks like that's what's happened.
They will switch benches
in the
and
second period.
ends for the second period, however, though.
That doesn't change. Some last-minute communications happening here between Hearns and Eskray.
Getting line up where they can line up on the face-off.
Meanwhile, the 3 defensive-minded men who make up this first-line unit for Team Canada discussing their strategy.
New head coach for Canada, Matthias Karlsson, off to a 3-0 record after beating Iceland in the U.S. in the friendlies in Iceland and then the win yesterday. So looking to keep that perfect record intact.
I will say he looks all alone over there, but compared to the U.S. bench that has the full amount of allotted staff members.
But he's a very big man, so he takes up a lot of room. Never had to order a double XL polo shirt for a coach before.
And we're finally ready to go here. Vidakovsky with the win, but it comes back to Team USA and then back to Team Canada. And Walsh is going to start us off here. Luminella over to Ruckman. Maybe this is what they were discussing. Back to Luminella. Walsh. The stalwart in the middle. Ruckman. Luminella on the far sides. Ruckman back to Walsh. He finds Vidakovsky. He circles into the middle. Has a little bit of a lane there. Finds Luminella. And the trend of the weekend continues. 25 seconds in, and we have our first goal of the game. Luminella over the left hand of Stockley.
Great shot to the top corner. I remember his first game he played with Canada at the Texas qualifier. Almost a very similar play, a slap shot from the left point, going top shelf against the U.S. And a great way for Canada to start, and the U.S. not the way they were looking to.
And immediately the U.S. sends out Case with a new line of Case, Angersteig, and Aberserd. Canada sticks with their second line, containing birthday boy Cam Buck. If you're a fan of floorball in Canada, you know this is exactly how he would want to be spending his birthday. Granapen, looking for an opening. Goes to Smith. As both defense partners, Jet and Kyson, have ended up in the back corners of Team USA's end.
And Vidakovsky already adding to that all-time point streak, adding an assist there. I'd be very surprised. I've seen a lot of records that aren't going to be broken. I'd be very surprised if anybody ever can beat Vidakovsky as the leading scorer in Canadian floorball. He's just a special talent, and we're very fortunate to get to witness it at all these different events.
Oh, Grenipan in the middle for Buck, but it ends up on Aberstein's stick. He's now bringing down the far side, tries to find Roland. He gets tied up with Friedley though, Hari with it. Stripped by Friedley, and he's gonna retreat. Kasha letting him know he's got some time and space, same as Walsh. Meanwhile, Team USA throws out a mixed line of Blanco, Warner Trust, and Kelty.
Trust had one of the USK goals yesterday. Got player of the game, and Blanco always an offensive threat. He did have a little bit of an injury yesterday. He still has that left wrist taped up, so maybe hampering him a little bit.
Kurtamash comes away in the massive bodies with that. He goes over to Mahoney. Team Canada hasn't changed any of their lines, and I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Hearns on D now. He's out there with Tribomb. This pairing was together yesterday for the entire game, so it looks like they're going to move forward with them on the back end with this new threesome up front. Full sail for both teams.
Free hit for Canada down in their own end.
And once again, this three-man sort of triangle of Ruckman, Luminella, and Walsh supporting the back end of Team Canada. Vidatovsky and Barber on the far walls here. Barber on his offside, goes for the shot. That's blocked by Vahe, and I think we have a souvenir in the crowd.
And I'm guessing since it hit Barber's stick, that's going to be a...
No, it looks like he shot it off a U.S. player, so Ruckman takes the free hit to Vidatovsky. He's been given advantage as Hansen with the stick infraction. Vidatovsky turns back. Ruckman now going down low. Vidatovsky with the shot through the screen. I don't know if Barber got a stick on that. He might have, but already 2 points for Vidatovsky. Yeah, he's pointing, I think, at Ruckman for the assist. And once again, our international referees don't have to log as much mileage as they have a communication system that allows them to catch numbers on the back of jerseys for goals and report that to the Secretariat.
You see just how calm Vidakovsky is with the puck, brings it all the way out to center, sees that he's not challenged and he's got the lane, walks in and just fires a shot.
Big win from Aberstein there, back to Roland. He goes to Hari, pressured by birthday boy Buck. Aberstein being chased by Grenapin. Heiston now on Aberstein. Pass in front, goes through Case's legs. The youngin from Team USA getting to start the game in the first period and not having to wait for the lead to be taken. It's down in the corner with Buck. Stolke grabs that and throws it into the corner. Roland bringing it up over to Blanco. Is that Ruckman's first point today, this weekend, Stu?
No, I believe he had a couple of assists yesterday.
Yeah, I thought he did too. Wasn't 100% sure though. Blanco, in his attempt to get by the Team Canada blockade, ends up putting it into the Team Canada bench. Mahoney, back to Knight. Over to Kurtamash. He drops to Knight. Knight tries to go through Warner Trust, hits his leg, but Kurtamash bails him out, puts it down low. Mahoney battling with Tribomb, comes out with it. Stripped by Trust, and back to Tribomb. Hearns with it. He goes all the way down to Kelty, sorry. But he's stripped by Freely, and no, not stripped. Whoa, it's loose. Kasha got a piece of it, and then it went off the post.
And then off him again and almost in.
Yeah, so I think that's 2 saves to start the game for Kasha in one sequence. But it's the first real opportunity. And while we're talking, Freely and Walsh come together and capitalize for the second goal of the game for Team Canada.
Third goal of the game.
Third goal, wow, they're that fast.
But again, we had the same issue yesterday with just the momentum. U.S. gets a great scoring chance, hits the post, almost goes off Tasha and in. Canada comes the other way. And a pass from behind the goal line by Friedley out front to Tristan Walsh, and he buries it on Stuckley.
Hansen against Vidatovsky. Vidatovsky with the win back to Walsh. Vetten trying to stop this threesome from getting anything going here. Eschegray pressuring. Ruckman through the middle. He goes over to Walsh. Walsh. Ruckman. They've traded places in this triangle that they've established here. He's being chased by Tvetin now, Walsh, and he drops it back to Ruckman. 5 minutes in and it's 3-0. Vidatovsky loses it off the wall. He gives them some time and space. Vahe pulls back. Luminella and Barber retreat. That's Sever on the far side to Eschgray. Oh, and we have a free hit. It was above the knee, and what I believe Richard Wiseman was motioning towards Luminella. Free hit on the far wall there by the board ads for the World Games. Ari over to his partner Roland. Roland down low to Case. He's beaten to the loose ball by Keiston. Two big bodies going for it. Case goes down a little awkwardly. He's slow to get up. And he's asked if he's okay, and he seems to be shaking it off. Free hit for Team Canada. Grenapin back to Keiston. Keiston to Grenapin. Smitty's calling it for on the far wall. We'll see if he gets it. Jet through the middle to Buck. Buck with the shot. Saved by Stockley. And that goes out.
Alex Jette following that up. The shot by Buck, and the rebound came out and just went off his body and over the net. U.S. free hit down in the corner.
Try bomb to his partner Hearns, who's even taller in person. Passed him in the hallway earlier today and had to look up. Blanco chips it by Jet, but Keiston's there to pick it up, and he finds a wide open Grenapin, who gives it down to Buck, but he's got try bomb all over him, and he goes all the way back. And Jet is going to reset here as the third line for Team Canada comes out. 13:50 left in this first period. Again, 3:20s to be played. And if you're keeping score at home over the two games, Canada is currently up 14-2 on Team USA. Knight over to Kurtamash. There's a lot of yelling going on down there. I'm not sure what about, but Freely comes up with it. Oh, Kurtamash skies that one. Picked off by Wars, and we're going to have a penalty shot here. Team USA is not only first real opportunity at a goal, but to score one, but they also first chance at a penalty shot. I believe the offending party is Kurtamash. Kasha staying in net for Team Canada, and it's going to be Sever, number 12, taking it for Team USA. As we mentioned yesterday, the two referees are positioned, one for ball movement, one for goal.
Eerily quiet here.
Tasha, one hand down. And Sever manages to score, and we got a 2-goal game.
I thought he ran out of room. He got in tight, and Tasha had the lower part of the net taken away, but able to get it over top with Servette. Great shot on the penalty shot, and that's probably why he took it.
Tasha played that well. He just was a little low, I think, but it's so hard in floorball to have some sort of challenge to a shooter because he has all the length of his stick versus you have just your hands, and you have to use one of them often to push. Vidatovsky wins that. Not cleanly, but back to Luminella nonetheless. Now Ruckman with it. He's being watched by Tvetin. Over to Barber. Vahe has it picked by Ruckman with some nice hands there. Ruckman still has it. Eschegray knocks it away, but Walsh steals it back. I think the momentum's changed just a little bit here, Stu. The entire USA bench is up on their feet,
Yeah.
banging their sticks anytime their player makes any sort of play. And Team Canada is kind of just watching. We'll see if this means anything. Luminella, that's blocked by Echegrey. He's challenged by both Barber and Luminella. Vahe there in support, and it goes off of Barber. And I think we're going to have a full sail line. Oh, maybe. Yes, full sail from everybody, including Team USA. Roland takes it. He gives it to his partner, Hari. He's got Case long, but he goes back to Roland. Roland, in front of his own net, over to Hari. Hari, down the, or Hari over to Roland, sorry. That's Angersing on the far side. And the ball, a bouncing ball, is hit out of the air by Connor Case. And we have a 1-goal game.
Now the U.S. got some momentum. And I think that's Connor's first international goal as they're going to...
Yeah, I think we're
Or they might just leave it at center.
They might just leave it at center.
They want to get the play going again, keep this momentum going. So the U.S. answers Canada's 3 goals early on with 2 of their own.
That's probably his first men's level goal. I think he's got some goal in the U19s. All right. Knight with the ball here. Canada's third line out here against this new third line for Team USA. Much more evenly matched than they were last night. Courtemanche through the middle. He finds Walsh. Challenged by Blanco, it's down to Knight. He's got tri-bombed all over him, and Blanco comes away with it. He beats Mahoney to the ball. Mahoney manages to slow him down, but he's being warned by Thomas Anderson. Blanco drops it back to tri-bomb. He manages to make his way by Mahoney down to Trust. He goes behind the net to Kelty, sorry. He's being watched by Justin Knight. And we have a free hit for Team USA. And with Team USA changing, so does Team Canada.
Andersteeg picks up the assist on the Case Connor goal, making it 3-2 for Canada. And the U.S. with a free hit in Canada's zone. That shot just whistles wide.
Echegrey, good idea. We've seen a lot of that this weekend, both in the national tournaments here and this one as well. From that low board by the end of the far bench, just in front of the net, through the crease almost. Vidatovsky down low, Vahe. Looks like he's been given the assignment of keeping him out of harm's way. Walsh, Luminella. He spins down low. Vahe beats Vidatovsky to it. He's being told to get up. That time he gets the call he's looking for. Hansen, and we have a penalty. Cachet hard to the bench. And there it is. I believe the call is on number 16, Hansen. 2 minutes for incorrect stick hit would be my assumption, based on the play that materialized in front of us here, but we'll see what the call is. Thomas Anderson speaking to the Secretariat.
If you remember yesterday, Carl, Canada's power play was Vidakovsky down in the corner to Smith, out front to Barber, and it looks like they want to set it up the same way here.
Oh, Jet fires that just a little too far. That being said, too, it looks like the 2 on the back end are slightly different than what we saw yesterday. Same 3 up front with Smith, Barber, and Vidatovsky, as you mentioned. Barber floating in the middle, and Team USA is basically just trying to lock him up. There goes Blanco on a fast break, and he scores! And we have a shorthanded goal, and Vidatovsky is not happy. Blanco, shorthanded.
2 bad passes in that shift by Jete. One where he missed Vidakovsky on the pass back, and that one trying to hit Keiston. And Blanco read that well and stole it, and his speed just able to outrun Keiston and made a nice move and went high on Tasha, and just like that, we're tied.
And very, as you mentioned yesterday, Sue, this is almost eerily similar to Texas. A great first game by Team Canada, and now a not-so-great start by Team Canada in Game 2. Blanco wins the draw. Barber wins it back to the loose ball back to Keiston. He goes to Vidatovsky. Looks like the practice this morning may have worked out for Team USA, as they have Barber completely negated with this setup. Once again, they send Blanco long. As you mentioned at the start of this game, before we even got going, Stu, they're going to have to take these chances in an effort to close the gap. Currently, with the game being tied, it's still a 9-goal difference for Team Canada, but the way things are going, that doesn't mean anything. Smitty walks out in front. Oh, I thought that had gone in based on the goalie touching the mesh, but Jet just puts it wide.
That was a great pass by Smith. Jete trying to make up for that bad pass, and he was cutting in. His shot just went wide on the far side.
Kyson to Vitatowski. He goes down low with a nice in-between the pass. Legs pass there, back out to Vitatowski. There's a shot and blocked. Blanco, he's having himself a shift here. 9:15 left. Kelty's playing down low right now. Normally he's up on the offensive side of the ball. Vitatowski to Kyson. And he scores! Just as Hansen lets his teammates know there's only 30 seconds left. Kyson pots. And we're back to a 4-3 lead for Team Canada.
Different look on the power play there as Kyson takes the shot. They didn't try to work it down low that time. US were collapsing, taking away that pass inside to Barber. So Kyson decides to rip one from the point and able to beat Stuckey low to the left side.
You have to wonder if Team Canada prepared for the possibility of the USA responding in kind to their power play.
Both teams do a lot of video work, so they know what to expect. So US recognized they were getting beat there on the power play, so made the adjustment, and Canada able to make an in-game adjustment as well.
Warner Trost over to Hearns off the draw. Blanco tries to go through Knight, but is unsuccessful. Trybomb with the shot saved by Kasha. Pulled away by Knight. It's loose, and it's skied down to the far end. A little bit of unorganized chaos in front of that Team Canada net. Might be what Team USA needs. Blanco. Back to Hearns. Finds his partner Trybomb. He goes long into the corner. I think that was supposed to be for Warner Truss, but no one was there. Hansen back out on the floor after serving his penalty. Burton Mosh bringing it up through the middle here. He takes a shot-ish on net and goes wide. Friedley comes out with it somehow to Burton Mosh, who buries. I don't know if that was the set play, but that shot that was first taken by Curtin Mosh was definitely not the kind I'm used to seeing him take. So I don't know if everyone was surprised or just me.
But a nice play by Kutumash. His first shot went wide. Friedley in on the forecheck, able to steal the ball, and Kutumash following it up right down the slot and able to find him was Friedley, and Kutumash buries that. And giving Canada a 5-3 lead. So,
and there was some sort of discussion happening between Hearns and Stockley. I think he was discussing what they should be doing on those bounce plays, but it's 5-3 for Canada, and they extend their overall lead to two more goals. And we're back with first lines out here. Ruckman over to Walsh. Walsh finds Vitatowski. Vitatowski being watched by Eshgray. Luminella with the mom goal off the side of the net. He still has it, being marked by Vahe and Sever. All the way back to Vitatowski. Based on Mahoney grabbing that ball, it's probably Kurtamosh's first international goal. Vitatowski back behind the net to Luminella. He goes to Ruckman, but it bounces off his stick, and we have a foot race here. Kasha comes out, almost running into Walsh, who was looking at the man chasing him.
Yeah, not good communication there between the goaltender and the D.
Vitatowski's got two men on him. Vahe and Sever. He comes out with the ball over to Ruckman, who it's in his feet just a little too much, and he puts it in behind the net, who he now has Sever on him. Scully grabs it on the edge of his crease. Team USA needs to be careful with this change here, as that was almost too many men. Roland now. Challenged by Buck, so he goes to the far side of Angerstein. Angerstein back to Hari. Hari challenged by Buck and Smith. He drops it back to Hari, and now he's got Buck on him. Or Roland, sorry. He goes on the far side to Angerstein. He goes down to Case. Back out to Roland. Saved by Kasha, but over off the post, and he grabs it. The Canadian goaltender has had a few, not missteps, but shaky moments. Grenapan almost puts himself into the U.S. bench trying to take that shot, and it goes off Jet for a USA free hit as they look to take this quickly. Matt Smith thought that there was too much ball movement on that free hit there. Angerstein challenges Jet, but he puts it into the corner to Keiston. Keiston slows it back down. He has Smith coming behind him. Smith initially fakes the Grenapan and then gives it back. 5:55 left in this first period. Knight with the ball over to Courtemanche, our most recent Canadian goal scorer. He's chased by Abersold. And in a moment we've seen a couple times this weekend, he makes a move and then the ball rolls off his stick due to the momentum. This floor, though not slippery for the players, seems to have a little bit of extra slickness for the ball. Mahoney in his stick handling has lost it to Abersold. He gives it back to Blanco. As they get the rest of the line out, he gives it to Hearns. Hearns loses it in his feet, and he's got Friedley all over him. Now Walsh, too. Oh. We have a free hit for Team USA. Hearns got lucky there, because if that hadn't been called, he probably would have been called for something as well. He gives it over to Blanco. The spark behind a lot of this USA offense. Hearns down to Warner Truss. Goes through Courtemanche's legs. Freely poked at it, but he leaves it for Courtemanche. Ketley now. He's being challenged by Walsh. Courtemanche coming back, challenges him as well. Hearns dumps it into the far side. Knight's got Trost all over him.
Knight will
Thomas
play it back
Anderson
and set it up, get a change.
having a little conversation with Team Canada's backup goaltender. Ruckman now, as the rest of this first line gets out here. Luminella over to Walsh. Luminella. Vivatoski comes up now too. 4:35. Over to Luminella. Vivatoski fakes the shot, holds, back to Luminella off the wall. He's marked by Tavere. Or sorry, Sever. Ruckman comes out with it. Oh, what a move! Comes out in front. Barber had dropped down. If he had stayed in front, he might have had the ball on his stick. This is Tavere. He has his pocket picked by Vivatoski. He's got a break now with Barber. Great stick by Vahe. Vahe to keep it out of the hands of Barber. Walsh now. This game starting to pick up a pace. A high-scoring first period here has led to lots of offense, and neither team is really holding back. Defense is changing for Team Canada, so Ruckman goes backwards with it. Keiston, he holds, waiting for the rest of his line mates as Barber and Vivatoski head off. Team USA seems to content to just let them sit there. Grenapin now. He finds Jete. Into Smith's feet, unfortunately, and Tavere pops that out. And we're going to have a Team Canada free hit in front of the Team USA bench. Jet being chased by Abersold. Keiston takes it behind the net. He's got Abersold hard on him. He drops for Grenapan. A little too hard of a drop pass, and Grenapan ends up back behind his own net. He goes long to Smith, back to Grenapan. Meanwhile, Buck floats in the far end of Team USA's end. Smith to Grenapan. He's got Angerstein on him, makes a move, creates some space, puts it into the feet of Buck, and the birthday boy just can't quite get his hands on it.
Great setup by Grenapan. He fed Buck, and if that pass is just a little bit more towards the stick side, he's got a one-timer.
Case and Keiston battling again. Probably the two biggest bodies on both teams, minus Hearns. Not the first time they've gotten tangled. Cash holds it once again.
I don't know if he dropped that on purpose just to give the U.S. a little sliver of daylight and then grabbed it as the player was coming in.
He seems relaxed back there, which is great, but There's been a few moments where it seems if he can't just get the handle. Third line making its way out for Team Canada. Third line on for Team USA. Knight to Kurtamash. Kurtamash got caught looking. Regains the ball. He goes down low for Friedli. Friedli has Hearns all over for him. Walsh comes up with it, being chased by Blanco. Hearns goes to the far side, try-bomb, has some time and space, and he looks back and finds Blanco. Blanco now. Given to try-bomb. He airmails that. Kurtamash uses his body well, keeps Trost to the outside. Trost has the ball. Free hit for Team USA. Kurtamash doesn't agree, but
Well, he had his stick taken out, but it was
Blanco.
called for the elbow.
Oh. And our first broken stick of the international tournament. We had 2 this weekend, nationals. Hearns goes far to Trost. Trost goes down low to Blanco. Blanco has Hearns, but instead they go to Trost. And now Vititoski with it. He's all alone. Throws it across for Walsh. Mahoney's there. Walsh corrals it. He gets shoved off by Blanco. Wiseman says that's okay, and we play on. The rest of the third line gets off. And Vititoski's joined by Ruckman, Barber, Luminella, and Walsh. Vahe now. Waits for his partner. Mario reminds us that it's 1 minute left in the first period. Vahe. Down to Echegre. He loses it. Tavero with the body. The Canadian coach wanted a free hit, a call on that, and instead Canada ends up giving away the free hit. Matthias thought that shoulder on Taylor Walsh was just a little too aggressive. Faber reaching in, can't find it, but Walsh comes up with it. He's got 2 Americans on him. Vahe reels it in, but it goes off Walsh's stick. Vitovsky stopped by Stockley. Hansen clears it out of the middle, but it's only to Luminella. He fires, grabbed by Stockley. He gives Barber a bump. Weissman's asking for Barber to back up. 3 meters, he reminds him. Ten seconds left, and it looks like Vahe is just going to slow this down. Hansen almost loses it to Ruckman, and now we've got a break for Team USA. Luminella stops it. Everybody says it's good.
I thought the same thing as you. I thought Vahe was just going to hang on to the ball, and then he made a nice quick pass to Hearn, and it led to a scoring opportunity for the U.S. right at the end of the period.
And conversations being had with both referees. Stockley speaking to Wiseman. He understands that he tells him that he warned Barber. And Thomas Anderson speaking with Tristan Walsh and explaining some sort of question that they had. There was also words exchanged with number 90, Echegre, and one of the Canadian players. You'll notice now, too, that both teams are starting the process of changing benches.
5-3 Canada, the end of 1. 3 goals in a row by Canada, 3 answered by the U.S., and then Canada with 2 more to have a 2-goal lead heading into the second period.
And with that, we take you to intermission.
Each summer, floorball stars from around the world align with one goal: to lift the Troy Cup. 6 teams, 1 prize. This is the NAFL.
Setting up their offense deep in enemy territory. And it works! The shot attempt is good! Driving down, it's good! It was off the wall. Connor, the pass to Linda, it's good! Fjord to Nilsson, unbelievable!
And we're back for period number 2 of game 2 of the Americas qualifiers here for the IAAF World Championships. Both teams with their obligatory sprint across the floor to get ready for this second period. Team Canada now going right to left, and Team USA left to right. Both teams keep the same goaltenders in.
I didn't get my first period stats brought up to me like we did yesterday.
Oh, no, you did? I just didn't give them to you. Hold on.
That's why. There we go, perfect. So shots on goal for Canada in the first, 10. For the US, 8. Canada had 3 blocks and the US had 5. And Canada on the scoreboard with 5 goals and the US countering with 3.
Both teams throw out their first lines there, and we have Barber and Vidotowski chasing down Vahe Vahe. Vahe Vahe comes away with it. Tibet wide open, off the noggin of Cash. He came flying over and then sat back up. Quite the save considering how out of position he initially was. Oh.
But how did Trevette get that wide open? Vahe came down the left side, saw Trevette, and maybe just a little bit too much time allowed Cash to get across. If he one-times it, maybe he can get it over top of him before he dives across. But a good opportunity for the U.S. 30 seconds into this first, or the second
Luminella
period.
being marked by Eschegray. Back to Walsh. Walsh, down low to Vivotowski. Vahe Vahe comes away with it. Hansen behind his own net. Sever, he leaves it for Hari as both teams start to change. Buck pressuring the USA defense. Back to Roland. He tries to go up the half wall, it goes off Buck's stick. Grenapan back into Buck. He gives it behind the net to Smith. Smith. Over to Keiston. Buck with Roland and Case on him. Case has it picked by Grenapan. Grenapan, in his attempt to control it, has it knocked away. He's being triple teamed here by 3 USA players. Abersol comes out with it. He throws it in the middle, but it's picked by Keisen. He tries to go long, but Roland's in the way. He drops it back to his partner, Jet, and Keisen takes a tumble into the boards. Advantage was given, but Team Canada chooses to reset. Drop by Smith to Jet. Jet, triple time blocked. Manages to get it through, and Hari comes flying back to prevent Buck from having an excellent scoring opportunity. Once again, Jet steps up. Keiston blocks that. He goes far side, I think it was for Buck, but it ends up on the stick of Roland. Roland resets as the rest of his line starts to make a change. 2 and change into the second period here, and we have yet to have a goal, so that trend breaks for right now. Maybe it means it'll be a quick one in the third. Blanco here on the close side. He goes back to Tribomb. Tribomb over to Hearns. Hearns to Tribomb. All being watched closely by the Canadian offense. Trost goes back to Hearn. He finds Tribomb. Oh, Tribomb loses the handle.
Stuckey's not allowed to touch that, as that would have been a pass backwards.
Ketley back to Hearns. Hearns blocked by Mahoney. I think that hit him in the bionic leg there. Down to Warner Trost as Team Canada was making a change. Walsh loses his stick, but he doesn't play it, so he's good. Mahoney going wide with it. He drops it back to Kurtenmosh, who drops it to Trost. I think he had time and space, but he did not. Picked off by Tristan Walsh. Warner Trost still all over him. Friedley trying to help out, but Blanco's on his case. Kurtenmosh being chased by Ketley. He bullets it off the back wall and loses it. A team effort block there. This is the first time we've seen Canada's third line struggle at all defensively. Tristan Walsh wins the ball. Shot into the legs of Stockley. Walsh-Feld making that shot, and it's Tribomb with it.
Yeah, that line goes off for a change now. They just couldn't get control of the ball at all. They were blocking shots, but kept giving it away every time they got their stick on it.
I don't know if you saw, Stu, but Ben Kitty looks like he's starting to warm up. Maybe the possibility of him going to net if things stay similar, because at the end of the day, Canada still holds a 9-goal lead over Team USA. Or sorry, an 11-goal lead now with the 2-goal lead over Team USA. Knight boxing out Echegaray. Echegaray comes with it. Oh, Echegaray caught by referee Rickard Weissman.
I did notice Kitty starting stretch. He did play against the U.S. in Iceland in the second game of the friendly. Kasha playing the first game against Iceland. So Kitty very familiar with these U.S. players.
Vahe has it stripped by Vidatovsky. He fires it over to Barber. Barber's shot is stopped by Stockley. He tries to hit Echegaray, but he ends up giving it to Luminella, who takes a shot. Another save by Stockley, and Tavera just clears it into the stands, essentially, on the USA bench side after that pure chaos in front of the USA net.
Allows the U.S. to settle down, regroup, get their positioning.
Oh, some confusion about where Ruckman was supposed to take the free hit. Retakes it, gives it back to Vidatovsky down low regardless. He's being double-teamed by Sever and Vahe, giving him no space to move, which is how I would try and defend him, though I wouldn't want to. Echegaray on his back now too. Luminella has found his way down behind the Team USA's net, and he loses it to Vetten. Full sail change for Team USA as Hari comes flying out from behind the net. Canada matches with their second line. Aberstein was approached by Smith, so he gives it over to Roland, who in return fires it back to Hari. He's looking for some sort of opportunity here. He flubs it. Smith grabs it, but he doesn't get all of it, and it ends up back with Abersold. 3 Canadian players go after him. Grenapan has advantage, lets things calm down. Kasha likes this move. Grenapan over to Keiston.
Sorry, Abersold, number 23 for the U.S. I noticed in the first period he had the black long sleeve underneath on. And now taking that off, maybe finds it too hot in here, and hopefully that cools him down. And he apologizes for taking that shot after the whistle.
Rickard Weissman reminding Jonathan Keiston that it's his job to warn the other team not to do that. Take a shot after the whistle. Sometimes I really think you can't take the hockey player out of the Canadian. Jet over to Keiston. That shot makes its way through. Stockley has to make the save. Hari tangled up with Buck. He goes across to his partner Roland, who's being chased down hard by Grenapan. He's forced to go back to Hari. Hari gives it to Roland in his feet in front of his own net, and now both Grenapan and Buck are on him. Grenapan chasing down Aberstein. He tries to fish it ahead to Hari, but Jet comes up with it. Jet, shot on net, saved by Stockley. He corrals it and gives it back to Hari. 13:30 left in this second period. Tri-bomb over to Blanco. Blanco back to Tri-bomb. Warner Trost out of the corner of my eye takes a tumble. Not sure what happened there. Hearn up the far side. Using his size to advantage, he throws it into the middle. Knight catches Freely off the bench, and we got a quick change. Blanco comes flying off the back end, though. Loses his stick. Manages to get enough of a stop on Freely. Freely to the far side. Mahoney hits the post, and then he fires the rebound wide. Freely back to Courton Mash. Somebody's not happy somewhere down at the U.S. end here. Blanco back to Hearns. Hearns.
They should be happy after Mahoney hit the side of the net when he had a whole gaping cage. Usually he doesn't miss those.
He had one job, Mahoney. Worst. Back to Tri-bomb. Shot is blocked. Freely on his horse. He gets tangled up in the feet of Freely, and we are going to have
a penalty shot.
Penalty shot.
Freely holding his elbow as he went down hard. He'll go right away to see the trainer.
So I don't know if you noticed there, Anderson pointing to his ear says he's recording. His partner caught the penalty. He thought it was good, but
it looks like Barber's going to come out and take the penalty shot. Vidakovsky took it yesterday and was stopped by Stockley.
Once again, for those of you at home, ball has to maintain continuous movement forward, though After the rule changes a few years ago, the player's now allowed to stick handle backwards as long as he continues to move forward. Stockley comes flying out, taking a similar approach to Kasha with one hand on the ground. Oh, that was close. And Barber gets the goal. Refs say the movement's good.
Like you said, though, he almost lost
That
it there
was-
without even getting a shot on goal. Barber's 5th goal of the weekend.
Stockley communicating something to the Team USA bench. He doesn't seem too happy about what just happened there. I think he wants to have a conversation with one of the referees, but I don't think he's going to get it.
He's staring down the referee. I'm wondering if he thought that that ball had stopped moving forward.
It's also, it's been a bit of a change considering the rules were established for so long, and they changed, not in a COVID year, but a year where there was a lot, the opportunity to play and adjust to those rule changes wasn't as often.
Stephen Freely on the bench getting some ice.
Yeah, he went down hard there. I'm not sure if it was his elbow or his knee, but he did not look, he looked like he was in a bit of discomfort.
But sacrificed the body for a goal. Is Barber able to score on the penalty shot for him?
Luminella into the middle for Ruckman. Ruckman has that loss. Walsh reaching for it is beat by Hansen. Vivatoski's back, and Hansen tries to put it into the recycling bin there, and that bounces wide, even at that.
It's a tough pinch by Taylor Walsh there, and he missed. That gave Hansen a 3-on-1. He decided to shoot and just put it over the bar.
Jete has it hit his own foot, and Abersold skies that over. Also, you were mentioning his black Under Armour from earlier. I have a feeling that part of that might be too, is he was maybe wearing it for compression purposes and it got too tight.
Notice Kyston's wearing his still. Always, no matter the temperature, always wearing one. In Texas, it felt like it was 800 degrees, and he was still wearing the Under Armour. And then in Finland, it was minus 800 degrees, it felt like.
Pass in front is stopped by Grenapen. Again, I know for sure that Kyston wears his for his elbows. Just trying to keep them feeling right. What a save by Stockley on the birthday boy Buck. Apparently he's not in the giving mood today.
I was just going to say, apparently doesn't like to give out gifts.
Whoa! Okay, so we have a whistle down in the corner, and on the whistle, Abersold gave a little shove. He's getting a talking to from Thomas Anderson. Rickard Weissman with the original call back by the Team USA bench corner. Abersold seems to be protesting Thomas Anderson to no avail.
Abersold and Kyston, we had it down in the corner here earlier, and now we have it here again. So a little battle between those two players.
Well, I know we can't hear it, but I can for sure confirm that Kyston is a bit of a talker, so who knows what's being said. Daly on the floor along with Cook, with Tristan Walsh coming on to make sure that they don't get too adventurous. Knight on Warner Trust. Kordemosh steps in as well. Daly gets up top there on Hearns. Hearns. Oh, Cook with the interception, but he loses his twig. He manages to knock that out, and we have a Team USA free hit.
Well, we know for sure on this line we were going to get a replacement for Freely, but also Daly jumping in for Mahoney, who's sitting this one out, maybe just getting a breather.
Maybe that's what happens when you hit a post on a wide open net.
But he also had that block earlier, and you thought it might have got him in the brace, so maybe
maybe he's feeling it now.
a little sore there. But as you mentioned, Canada with a
Daly comes out with it.
12-goal lead now in aggregate, so Coach Matthias Carlson able to work some of these younger players in, get them experience here.
See what they have to offer too. It's always hard to tell what exactly a player is going to be like in international play when you don't get the opportunity as often. Vivatoski manages to take that away from Sever. He gets tangled up with Taven as well. Ruckman steals the ball from Taver. Taven is all over him. Oh, I don't know how the heck he came away with that. He had lost the advantage, though, given by the referees. He had managed to walk away. Walsh with it now. He goes down to Vivatoski. He goes to Ruckman. Abersold back out. Luminella. Vahe. 2 Finnish players. Vivatoski. That shot's blocked by Sever. Free hit out of the corner with half the period gone. It's a 6-3 lead for Team Canada.
The U.S. has done a good job shutting down Vitakovsky so far today after those early 2 goals, goal and an assist. Nothing on the board since then for number 91 for Canada.
You have to wonder if this threesome up front here is out because of who's on the floor. Luminella, he goes back to Walsh. Walsh over to Vivatoski. He's got Abersold in front of him. He fakes and then goes to Walsh. Ruckman being chased by Vahe. Hansen steps up on Barber. Eshgray goes down hard. Not sure what happened. And Vivatoski has a goal.
And that's a double whammy for the U.S., an injured player and a goal at the other end.
Eshgray went down hard. Not sure what happened there, but might have ended up on a stick. But that sounded bad.
Yeah,
Team USA trainer.
He's holding his elbow as well. Same injury as we had seen for Friedley.
Ruckman came out and gave him a tap. There's a hearty discussion happening between Vahe. And now Thomas Anderson comes over to continue his conversation with Stockley, I'm assuming about the penalty shot. And they were talking earlier in the first. They have a dialogue going, so I'm not sure what exactly is being said, but again, I think it'd be great if we could hear some of these, because I think it would, A, help us explain the game, but also to give everybody a little more of what's going on. Point is up on the board here.
That's Gray walking off under his own power, but you can see that left elbow already starting to redden.
Yeah. Thomas Anderson comes over. He needs to know who got the points there because he was watching the down player. Weissman over with the Secretariat, communicating that to them. And both teams throw out their second lines. Roland lining up very close to the face-off here on the back end. He almost gets it, but Grenepen's speed is just too much. Smith drops it back for Keisten. Keisten being chased by Aberstein. Case is there as well. Grenepen over to Jet. Jet. He goes to Grenepen. Bumped by Case.
So after I just mentioned the U.S. able to shut down Vitakovsky, but tough to do there when you're playing almost a man short due to the injury.
Grenepen spins himself into a tumble. Needs his ballet shoes on. Smith back to Grenepen. He puts Abersford for the same spin cycle. That shot went off the head of the goaltender, Stockley. That's a save.
But it allowed Canada to keep the ball.
Grenepen being harassed by Roland and Hari. Case now chips it by Jet, but Jet was just enough of an obstruction for Smith to come back and chip it away. Hari with it. He's going to go over to Roland, being watched by Buck. Warner Trust on for Aberstein. Blanco. Tribom. And Kelty, Cook, Daly, and Walsh again. Seems that this third line is being, or second variation of this third line is being given the opportunity here. Courtemanche to his partner Knight behind the net. He's trying to just slow it down just a touch. Cook known for his speed in FLO.
Second leading scorer there behind Cedric Grenepen. Having a great year, and I'm sure that's part of why he was selected for this team. Played well in Iceland as well on the development team there.
Both of those players, their speed is their biggest aspect. Grenepen has an unreal shot, but it's his speed and the fact that he moves his hands and motion with his legs that makes such a difference. And I think Cookie has the same abilities. It's just He's more new to this. So if he can pick that up, he'd be just as deadly as Cedric and with a longer reach. Team USA turns the ball back to their own end. Tri-bomb with it. Puts it into the corner. Knight has Worst on him. Cook reaches back. Worst comes up with it. Tri-bomb. Worst goes down. He's holding his leg. He's being told to stand up by referee Weissman. Similar to a lot of soccer referees, if they feel that the player is looking for a call, they tell them to play on.
Cook's shot just over the net as the turnover came to him. But a much better shift for that third line after we saw them get hemmed in their own zone earlier in the period. 6:35 to go here in the middle period. Canada's still up 4 goals with a 7-3 lead.
Tivetin in front of his own net. Or sorry, Sever. He's out here with Tivetin. Good to see Esha Gray back on the floor. Sever.
He returned quicker than Friedley did, and they had very similar injuries.
Friedley is not on the bench from what I can tell for Team Canada. Luminella being chased by Tivetin. Still chased by Tivetin. Luminella tries to go to Vivitoski. Vahe comes up with it. Vahe has some time. Oh, that kind of gets away from him, and Vivitoski, far side. Vivitoski has Vahe all over him again.
It's like a personal shadow for Vivitoski.
I mean, I'm not trying to make the comparison, but they did it for Gretzky.
And Esh Gray down again.
This time I think he was stripped up, but this time I think his nose hit the floor.
And that's not that floor's hard. It's not soft at all.
No.
Attention all national championship participants. That's Team Ontario, Team British Columbia, Team Nova Scotia, and Team Quebec. We ask that all belongings be removed from Team Room 6 as soon as possible. All belongings, please be removed from Team Room 6. Thank you.
Esh Gray up again with help from the trainer. And he'll head off again.
These players move at such a speed, and this floor is, as you mentioned, Stu, hard. So if you take a tumble, regardless of how it happens, it's going to hurt. And your face isn't supposed to touch the floor. Grenapin with the interception, Buck alone, and he pops the birthday goal. Stockley had zero chance on that turnover, as Buck was basically standing next to him.
Buck's traditional move when he gets in close on the goalie is to pull it to the backhand and deke. Unfortunately, in overtime in Switzerland against Poland, that move, the ball just rolled off his stick in the 11th place game, which would have given Canada their tied for their highest finish ever before Poland was able to win it in the shootout for the second time in a row.
Friedley, Mahoney back out for Canada. Friedley looks no worse for wear. Knight has it one back to him, but it's a little bouncy. Oh, and that goes off Kurtenmosh's stick. He doesn't look pleased with himself. With it being 8-3, I think we're going to see an appearance from Kitty here as he once again starts to warm up. Hearns with the long shot, Kasher the save. Not still sure where it is. Kurtenmosh has it over to Knight. Knight in the corner. He's being given time and space by Team USA. There we go. Back to Kurtenmosh. And everybody seems to have reset here. Walsh into the middle. He finds Freely on the far side. He lost that on the shot. Blanco with it now. That goes high and wide. They're showing Anderson and Weissman are saying it was a deflection, so it's a free hit for Team USA in the far corner by the Canadian bench.
Grenapin picks up the assist on Buck's goal, giving Canada an 8-3 lead. Under 5 minutes to go here in the second period.
Team USA continuing to line match their first line out against Canada's first line. Luminella has Williamson, who a new addition to this line, draped all over him. Probably taking over for Esh Gray, who's still being attended to by his trainer, Vivitoski. To Ruckman, Ruckman, down to Barber, Barber. Luminella, oh, just wide. Ruckman almost gets to it. And we have a USA free hit. Ruckman thought he didn't get any of it, but apparently he did. Williamson is being sent long by his winger.
Trying to stretch the D back, open up some room, and there was the pass to him.
He fumbles the ball and gets not bowled over by Taylor Walsh, but falls as a result of their contact. Luminella and Walsh switching sides. Luminella over to Walsh. Ruckman there for the quick pass, and back to Walsh. He finds Vivitoski, who is left uncharacteristically unmarked for today. That's stopped by Sever, though. Walsh, Ruckman, Ruckman. Holds. Williamson had stepped up on him, so he goes to Walsh. Walsh to Vivitoski. Vivitoski cutting in through the middle here. Finds Luminella on the far side. Luminella shot, saved by Stockley. Rebound. Cleared by Hansen briefly. Luminella goes back to Vivitoski. There's some sort of communication happening here.
I think
Hand
Vivitoski
signals.
wants to get a change. The universal hand signal of, yeah, circle with your index finger.
Oh, that goes off Harry, the long shoot in, and almost goes towards his own net. He manages to body weight block. Case is briefly stopped by Smith. Keiston with the block. That shot goes off the post for Aberstein. Abersold hits Kasha in the face on the far side there. Case, Keiston. Oh, we have some sort of whistle. Oh, stick infraction on Keiston. Stick infraction for Keiston on Case. Free hit. Case is going to take it, puts it down low to Abersold. Abersold looks like he's trying to avoid Keiston. Hari down to Abersold. All the way across to Roland. Down to Case. He flubs it. Keiston has a half a second. He's being chased by Aberstein. He goes to his partner Jet, who turns back. He's lost it slightly. Grenapen down there to help. Jet almost came away with it. Roland to Abersold. And Abersold buries. Kasha came over down, and the late shot didn't really help with that save. So he tried, but he was there initially, and if the shot had been taken when he got there, he probably would have had a save, but Abersold had half a second to look.
And a nice, quick, low shot. And even though Kasha is low to the ground, got able to get under his leg as he was moving from side to side.
.225 left, and it's 8-4 for Team Canada. Blanco wins that back clean. So clean, Tribom has to go get it from the corner. He goes across to his partner, Hearns. Down to Tribom. Blanco over to Hearns. Down to Kelty. And I don't know what that hit, but it's in the net. And it's 8-5 Canada. Goals 30, 40 seconds apart there. A deflection.
Blanco, that's his second of the game. They haven't even announced the first of the two U.S. goals to see who got the assist on that one.
Both teams proceed to send out their first line. Vivitoski loses that to Hayes. Walsh steps up on Tibetan. Williamson still on this line in place of Esh Gray. Hansen with it now in front. Luminella blocks it. Try to corral it as Ruckman. It doesn't work. Walsh gets a piece of it. Kasha still in. He's wisely gives it to Luminella after giving them all a stern looking at. Probably not too happy about those last two goals.
Fourth goal, scored by number 23, Colin Abersold. Assisted by number 66, Ryan Roland. Time of the goal, 17 minutes, 35 seconds.
Divitoski.
USA fifth goal, score number 8, Maximus Blanco. Assist by number 22, Isaac Kelty. On the goal, 17 minutes, 56 seconds.
Isaac Kelty picks up a assist on the Blanco goal.
Great name, too, Maximus Blanco. Luminella spins, leaves it for Vivitoski. Minute 5 left. Team Canada looking to regain some of that lead. Luminella, chased by Sever, picked off by Vivitoski. He's double teamed again by Vahe. Oh, free hit for Team Canada. Williamson thought he had a break there, but Team Canada goes for a change and sends out their second line.
And taking their time walking out, discussing their free hit play. They do a lot of this in practice, going over different scenarios, different plays they want to run.
With 4 out of this 5 fivesome playing together consistently as a group, I'm sure they've got a bunch of them written up. Cedric Grenipen becomes the latest victim of the broken stick, and he has to get off. Walsh comes on for him. Far side, left alone was Aberstein. Jets on him. He's double teamed by Aberstein and Abersold. Smith slows it down, puts it long for Buck. Buck tangled up with Hari. He kicks it into the corner. Aberstein bodies Tristan Walsh, and we have an advantage briefly for Team Canada. Kyson, long shot, saved by Stockley. Roland puts it back. Buck brings that out. And Buck connects with Matt Smith for Smith's first goal of the weekend. Fitting that he's able to celebrate 50 games played and get a goal here at home in Canada.
Well, now his 52nd game, and adds a goal as he drove the front of the net and took that pass from Buck, able to beat Stockley.
Great work down low by Buck. And
Yep.
the addition of Tristan Walsh briefly on that line showed as well. 16.2 seconds left, and it's 9-5 for Team Canada.
So we didn't have any goals early
In the
the
second.
period, but now we have one late in the second. So
Late in the second.
we're still keeping our streak of goals late, and a face-off violation by the U.S., so a free hit for Canada.
And with the time that's left, they turn back. Gotamash. Friedley. Free hit for USA as that went off Friedley. Burns to take it. 6.2 seconds left. He goes to Tribomb. Tribomb flies that down. Ketley can't get a hold of it. 1.4, and I have a feeling Knight is just going to
Give it to Walsh and just eat it in the corner.
And with that, the second period comes to an end. 9-5 for Team Canada, which was the total score of this tournament at 20-7 for Team Canada.
Each summer, floorball stars from around the world align with one goal: to lift the Troy Cup. 6 teams, 1 prize. This is the NAFL.
Setting up their offense deep in enemy territory. And it works! The shot attempt is good! Driving down, it's good! It was off the wall. Connor, the pass to Linda, it's good! Offjord to Nilsson, unbelievable!
And we're back, Floorball fans, for this third and final period of Game 2 of the North America qualifiers for the IWF World Floorball Championships. This game, the winner of these two games gets not only to go to Sweden and Malmo at the end of this year, but they also get to go to China in 2025 for the World Games. Currently, Canada is up 9-5 in this game with a grand total of a 20-7 lead, which means we need about 13 more goals from the U.S. and 13 not goals from Canada for the U.S. to stand a chance of moving on.
Shots on goal in the second favored Canada, as you could expect, 13-7. So Canada with a two-period total of 23 and the U.S. with 15. Canada had 7 blocks, so total of 10 blocks, and the U.S. with 3. So a total of 8 blocks through 40 minutes of play.
Some rule explaining going on, I think, as Eshgray and Vivatoski get set here. Vivatoski wins it into his own foot. Ruckman takes it back, and he slows things back down for Team Canada. Puts it towards his goalie. Luminella comes over and says, I got this. Walsh with it now, as that threesome for the back end of Canada tries to set back up. Eshgray wanted a call, didn't get it. Staring at multiple referees, and they give him the same emphatic shrug. Vivatoski with it now. Team USA trying very hard to run this defensive system that they want set up. Ruckman absolutely skies that over the Team USA net into the far corner.
But it was an impressive shot, as he was actually falling backwards when he shot that. So even to be able to get a piece of it and put it on net.
He got all of it, it just unfortunately was through the imaginary uprights in the far corner. Jet steps up on that, he gives it to Cook, off the crossbar, so close, he thought that was a goal. Keiston steps up, Abersoldi, and that shot off the chest of Jet. That was quite the, he doesn't even seem fazed by it. He just took that and tried to go get the ball. Free hit for Team USA. Thomas Anderson trying to keep an eye on something there. He was pointing at somebody. Always interesting to watch these referees work, as they have such a great experience, and not that our referees don't, but these two especially have been to so many world championships. It's great to see all their training put into effect. Free hit for Team Canada. Little roster update. Matt Smith is in his black long sleeve, so I don't think we'll be seeing him for the rest of this game.
Carter Cook had taken his spot on that second line, so.
And Stu, you're gonna have to help me with number 19's name. It's too French for me. Freely with the shot, stopped made by Stockley. Mahoney behind the net, tries the Michigan, gets a shove from Hearn for his efforts. Freely down low to Mahoney again. That's the third Michigan Team Canada has tried this weekend. And somehow that wraparound goes through the legs of Stockley as Mahoney came out from the far side. Stockley staring down Wiseman. Tribom also has an argument to make, but not going to get anywhere with that.
We just missed our window of the first minute of the period.
Still pretty early though. I not chalk it up, but we'll give ourselves a half tick for that one.
Minute 37 or 33 into this period, Mahoney able to get on the scoreboard after he put one off the side of the net with an empty net earlier in the second period.
Eshgray back to Vahe. As both teams put out their first lines. Eshgray hits Luminellen. Vivatoski's got 2 on him. Beats them both over to Barber, who whips that just wide.
Barber looks at his stick, can't believe it. Vitakovsky gave him a perfect pass, and Barber one-timed it, just put it over the net.
Somehow number 12, Severin, ended up on the ground. I'm not sure what happened, but... Well, Luminella goes down hard. He gets the free hit.
After all the times we've seen U.S. players go down hard today, I don't think Luminella is going to get any calls or any sympathy from the U.S.
Wide over to Vivatoski here, he tries to find Ruckman in front. The bouncing ball does, whoa! Stockley comes up with it. Staring down the Team Canada players. Leaves the ball as it's a free hit for the contact on him. Gives Anderson another look. Rolling through the middle, stopped by Jet. Ball bouncing. Cook trying to use his body to get that under control. Connor Case with a nice spin pass. It just goes through everybody's leg. Abersold lined up against Keiston again. Throws that away almost immediately. Cook and Buck chasing down Hari here. Somehow Hari still has it. Finally brought free by Buck. Abersold strips Jet, but he's cut off by Granapan. Granapan trying to keep it. Kicked forward by Roland. Knocked into the corner by Granapan. Hari bested by Jet. He's pushed in, and that's going to be a penalty on Roland. I doubt I get this right, but incorrect push would be my assumption.
And guess what? Matt Smith just peeled off the warm-up jacket, and he's out on the power play. So he's not missing out on an opportunity to play with Vitakovsky and Barber on the player advantage here.
The benefits of being Captain Canada, I guess, right, Stu?
Canada will get a free hit from their own end. Keiston and Jete started out as the defenders on this power play.
Vivatoski with it down low. He finds Smitty. Smitty just walks it out, gives it to Jete. He walks out back behind the net. Keiston, Vivatoski. Chased aggressively by Blanco. Blanco being very aggressive on his forecheck here up top. Doesn't want to give either shooter any space. Somehow comes away with it. Aggressiveness pays off just a little bit. Vivatoski turns back, and so does Blanco. Keiston. Vivatoski. He goes down low to Smith. Smith back behind the net. Barber trying to post up as per usual. Smith hits Keiston with the pass, who goes off the post. I don't even know if Stockley was looking that way. I think he was trying to keep an eye on Barber. And Keiston gets his second goal of the game.
And that's why Matt Smith wanted to come out. He picks up the assist there. A nice pass from behind the goal line. Again, the U.S. really focusing on the penalty kill on Barber out front after Barber scored a bunch of goals yesterday. They don't want him to score. Hearn, also number 88, was literally glued to Barber that whole shift. But Smith able to find the open player, and Keiston walks in and one-times it to build this to a 11-5 Canada lead.
And back on Smitty watch here, he puts the long sleeve back on until the next power play, probably. Hearns double team, but comes out with it. Knight collects that loose ball. He goes to Walsh. Walsh with it. Mayor Girard with it. Getting his second opportunity to come out onto the floor today. Had a couple shifts late yesterday as well. Reedley with it now, spins. Whoa, Graham almost had one. Good shot opportunity. We've got an advantage as Blanco not slashes, but stick checks. Friedley, free hit. Menard Gray back. Mayor Girard, sorry. Don't know who Menard Gray is. Friedley drops it for Knight. He's being chased by his numerical counterpart, Ketley. Girard with it. Has lots of options. Still has it. Goes back to Tristan Walsh. And Team Canada supporters with a loud cheer for Matt Smith's assist, which adds to his all-time assist lead for Team Canada. Freely comes out of the corner with it, being watched very aggressively by Vahe Vahe. Spins away from him. Vahe Vahe manages to gain the body.
Friedley, with such that long reach, even when he loses the ball, he's able to regain it just by the amount of distance he can cover.
Bit of a physical exchange between Friedley and Tivetan. First of that kind we've really seen in this kind of heated rivalry game. Both teams have been pretty controlled. Ruckman on the spin move ends up putting Tivetan in the ground. Barber robbed by Stockley.
I think Stockley actually was right on his stick when Barber shot that as he came across.
Vahe slows it down. Severe with it. Seems no worse for wear from his tumble. Goes for the long ball to Hansen. Walsh comes up with it. Ruckman now. Full speed down to Vivatoski. Vivatoski with Vahe all over him. Goes to Luminella. Barber with it. He goes back to Vivatoski. Vivatoski finds Ruckman in the middle, but he's double teamed. Walsh collects the loose ball. 13:26 to go, 11-5 Team Canada. Vivatoski in through the middle. Spins. Esh Gray all over him. Spins again. What a save by Stockley. Through the screen. And we have a Team USA free hit.
Yeah, great save by Stockley there on Vitakovsky. He tried that sweep shot and Stockley got his arm up.
Rolling over to Hari, who fires it up to Abersol, but he's stripped by Cookie. Cookie beats Aberstein down low. It's into the middle. Grenapan with the baseball swing. This time it's not a high stick, but he doesn't put it in the net. Abersold feeds Hari. It hits him in the back of the foot. That goes through Case's legs. He's smothered up by Jet. Jet trying to not be tangled up. We have a high stick infraction and a Team USA free hit. I don't know how you not get your stick tied up with Case. Abersold through to Case. He can't put it on. And here comes Grenapan with that speed. Roland catches up to him, slows him down just enough. He goes back to Keiston. He's got Case all over him. Case turns. Keiston.
Smart play by Keiston to use the net to shield the ball.
Oh, Grenapan with a nice move on Roland. Another brilliant save by Stockley. Despite the current score, he is just doing everything he can to keep his team in this tournament.
Definitely getting stronger as the game's going on here. You think as a goaltender you would get more tired and not be able to get those arms up in the right position, but he's made some great saves on balls that are going to the top corner.
Third line out here for Team Canada. Walsh, Friedley on the free hit. Friedley trying to find Mahoney, but Hearns is there. Hearns using his size to his advantage on Mahoney. Gives it to Ketley, and we have a free hit coming up. Mahoney's stick got tangled in Hearns' legs there. Hearns to Blanco. Blanco back to Tribomb. Tribomb over to his partner Hearns. Hearns brings up his close side here. Makes a move on Walsh. Bernard gets in the way. Blanco down the far wing. Blocked by Walsh. There's two Americans in front with Gerard off the foot of Hearn from Knight. That almost went in on Cash. Kelty once again marking his numerical counterpart. Freely being chased by Kelty. Kelty comes away with it, and we have an American free hit. The pressure's coming, but now they're going to change. Let's see what happens. 11:44 left in this final period of this two-game series. What, that's a goal, 30 seconds that we would need roughly, Stu, to tie this up?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. I think the U.S. just wants to finish strong, help build the program.
As we mentioned yesterday, there's a lot of American-born in America players
And if you
who
look
play
at
in
it,
America currently on this roster, taking up, logging major minutes, which in past tournaments hasn't always been the case.
yeah, and if you look at it, it goes in cycles, right? So U.S. was strong, now Canada is strong at the men's national level, but the men's U19, Canada was strong, and now the U.S. defeated Canada at the qualifier in Salt Lake City and went to the World Championship. So,
oh, what a save by
Great
Stockley
play.
on Vivatoski after he undresses the entire U.S. defense. He's now being double-teamed in the corner. Vahe tries to spin it out to Tevet. He's got his legs under him here. He's being tracked by Walsh. Walsh doesn't let him shoot. Ruckman picks his pocket. He now goes back to Barber. Barber tries to find Vivitoski, but he finds Ruckman instead. Oh, he's taken down. Stockley, well within his right to do so. Tevet tries to get it by Walsh. He shoves him into the corner. We've been given advantage to Canada here. Ruckman. All three American defenders are in their own crease. Stockley with the throw. It's a foot race between Eshgray and Luminella. He takes something to the face, but no call. Blocks Eshgray. Right up on him again. Case is stripped by Vivitoski one-handed. He makes the move on Vahe, but his partner Roland's there to help him out. Case can't get it through Ruckman's legs. Ruckman double teamed. Oh, and there's the free hit.
Crazy that Ruckman was able to get his legs together and not have that ball go through. I mean, he's very tall and slender. So
Yeah.
to get his legs together still isn't covering a lot of space.
Grenapen with it now as the second line for Team Canada comes out. That slides off his stick. Jet comes back to it. He's stripped by Abersold. Kyson goes to cut him off. Cash with the save. Kyson, it's in his legs, doesn't realize. Grenapen with the block on Roland. Buck using his body. Oh. We have a free hit for Team USA. Buck, the lone man in the wall. Movement. Shot blocked. Grenapen or Buck that was. Cash comes out and decides he's going to bring that in and try to hit Buck with the pass. Roland's in the way, but Buck comes up with it. He goes through the middle to Grenapen. What a save by Stockley. Cook can't get the rebound. Aberstein loses control. It goes to Kyson, who gives it back down to Buck. Buck trucks to the middle. Grenapen's tied up with Aberstein. Abersold with it now.
I blame that shot by Grenapen not going in on the fact that he broke his game stick.
Yeah.
And now playing with his backup stick.
He did that in flow a few months ago, and he was not happy the rest of the day. Only ended up with 2 points.
It's crazy how players can get attached to their equipment. I know when we went to the World Games in Alabama and the airline lost Laurie Berg's equipment, his shoes and his stick, and you're so used to
how
the way they feel.
Yeah.
And it just took him off his game.
He still had a great tournament. Buck knocked down by Blanco. Motion to get up by the referees. Kyson takes it behind the net. 8:50 left in this game. Giroud getting some more play time.
Total attendance for today's match is 228.
Great point made by Frank Julien on the mic there. Large crowd considering the gallery is relatively small. Daly's all over. Hearns there. Knight, not McKnight. Gives it to Daly behind the net. Daly back to Walsh. Walsh. Long shot in. Oh, Knight had an opportunity. Daly loses the handle slightly. He's got Kelty all over him. Walsh holding the back port for Team Canada. Oh, that pass intercepted by Worst, but Walsh turns him away again. Mahoney's left alone in the middle. Hearns. No high stick called, despite the cries from Team USA bench.
Mahoney had a break, but called on the infraction.
I believe that was Girard he bumped in front of the ref there, so just bad timing for Mahoney. Sever over to Vahe. Vahe to Sever. Over to Eshgray. He makes the move on Vivitoski. Tries to put it through the feet of Ruckman again. Not going to go. Vahe turns. Turns again. Oh, that went over the net of Team USA. Tibetan down low in support of his defenders. He's being told to move forward by his captain. He's been given a bunch of space here. Sever pokes it ahead. Hansen makes a move. What a block by Luminella. Blocked again on Tibetan.
Team Canada players, even though they've got a big lead here, still selling out, blocking shots, helping out their goaltender.
And this is the first line, no less, too. That shot went high and wide. Walsh collects the rebound. He finds Vivitoski, who, just goes high and wide. I thought that went off the goalie's hand, but according to Thomas Anderson, it was straight out. 7:02 left in this much faster paced third period than the second. Only a few goals here, but
I was going to say that would do it. Luckily, no injuries. We had a couple injury stoppages in the second as well.
We've had an incredibly fast-paced back-and-forth game here, though. Plenty of opportunities just like that for Aberdeen. That goes up off of Keiston. Free hit for Team Canada. Pretty sure Canada convinced them of that, but who knows. Keiston behind his own net. And at this rate, unfortunately for Ben Kitty, I don't think he's going to see any floor time, but Cash has been great all weekend. He wants to finish it out. He deserves it. Abersold to Case. Oh, what a save! And a diving play by Keiston. He didn't hit the floor before he made contact. The goaltender, and Keiston making it happen. And Cook with his first international goal. And the look on his face tells you all you need to know.
And that's why he's the second leader scorer in Flow this year. Down the left side, buries it. And his first ever goal in only his second international game.
And Cedric Grenapan goes and collects the ball.
He's one of those players that missed out on playing at the U19 World Championships in 2021 because of COVID. And it's really hurt that year's development. My son's in that year. And that year, they would have had a really good team, Canada and the US would have too. And COVID hit, and we couldn't play any floorball, we couldn't travel. And that, unfortunately, is great to see for Cook that he's now getting a chance at the international level, and a great goal for him, and that'll give him some confidence to be part of the team to possibly play at the World Championships and the World Games.
Mahoney and Tribon bumping shoulders. Player note here, Van Patten making his first appearance today, number 47. On the forward side for Team USA, Daly working down low. That's his wheelhouse as well. Walsh comes out, and Daly scores!
Jimmy Daly! His first ever international goal as well.
And I think we're going to run out of balls here. Buck wanted to make sure Daly got his first goal ball. And he comes out. Oh, and I misspoke. Kitty is going to net after those two goals. Good on Cash. That was an unreal save by Cash at the end there to have that change start, but...
That's a good way to finish if you're going to go out as... Grenapan picks up another assist.
And with 5:57, this game is officially out of reach for Team USA. Eshkray approves of the new ball. Him and Vivitoski line up. Luminella back to Walsh. Ruckman. Ben Kitty with his swap in for Kasha gets a nice little round of applause from the crowd from BC here. He unfortunately wasn't able to play as being on the roster in the national tournament this weekend. Luminella gets the free hit. Vivitoski takes it from him immediately. Vivitoski streaking in, looks, holds, tries to find Ruckman. He whiffs on it. Luminella steps up. Nope, holding. Not sure on whom, but... And hometown hero Daly gets a big round of applause at the announcement of his first goal. Taylor Walsh with the big block. Ruckman brings that down. Vahe just completely focused on Vivitoski. Vivitoski with the off look to Barber. And
was that a no-look pass?
Yeah, he looked up at us and then proceeded to pass it, and Barber, I think, even Barber bit. Once again, Stockley comes up hot and feels he's being encroached on. Vahe being marked now by Vivitoski, returning the favor. Aberstein with the shot. Kitty with his first save. And the Canadian home crowd gives him a big round of applause. There's some confusion at the Canadian bench here about this line change, but they get it sorted. Cook back on. Buck takes it from Aberstein. He goes, shot through Vahe goes wide. Cook spins, tries to leave it for Buck, but it's picked off by Severer. Grenapan goes back to Keiston. Keiston being watched by Abersold and Case, who both have tangled up with him twice or two or three times now. Almost had the ball up in the gallery here as Team Canada earns themselves another free hit. Buck. Blocked by Vahe. Aberstein. He goes low to Vahe Vahe. Team USA captain continuing to put the miles on. He leaves it as him and his partner change for Roland and Hari. Roland with the ball behind the net now, being watched closely by Buck. He tries to sky it down to Case, but it's picked off by Keiston. Case on his case though, and Keiston moving up. He looks back, finds his partner Jet. Jet looks, decides to use Grenapan. Grenapan to Keiston. Keiston uses his feet to corral it and goes back to Grenapan. Grenapan, he goes wide to Cook. Cook spins. And back to Jet. 3:35 left in this third period. Shot by Keiston. Stockley comes up with it and manages to get it down to Abersold, who makes the save, Ketty, and then it's blocked by Jet behind him. Bails his goaltender out after a big first save. That rebound was a little awkward for him. Buck being marked by Hari. Buck trying to look for another birthday goal. Gets the advantage. Jet puts it out in front for Daly. He goes back to Gerard. The only player, and Grenapan scores!
And Mayor Girard to pick up his first ever point on the pass.
And the collection's complete, essentially, for Team Canada.
Actually, wait a sec, I'll correct myself. He did have a point in Iceland, I believe.
In Iceland, so he still needs that goal.
The elusive first goal, but a great pass.
3:06, and it is 13-5. And Stockley remains in the U.S. net. I don't think he's going to give up that cage for anything.
Just staring at the scoreboard.
And of note, for all of you new to floorball watching here in North America, maybe this is your first time, that scoreboard doesn't tell the story of the goalie and the Team USA net. Oftentimes, people who are new to the sport look at the scoreboard and think that goalies aren't really doing anything. Being a goalie in floorball, as much as it might look like you're playing hockey, is much more like soccer. It's a team sport. Your defense leave guys wide open. You don't have much of an opportunity often to make the save, and he's made some beauties tonight. So all the credit to him for keeping this game as close as it is despite the score on the board.
I've always been one of those proponents that goalies don't win player of the game enough.
I agree.
If you let in 8 goals, but you make 45 saves and you make 45 incredible saves, and you keep your team somewhat in the game, I think you deserve player of the game honors.
Especially
but usually it goes to the player that scores, 2 goals.
Yeah. Or as we saw with 1 or 2 of the national games this weekend, it just went to the better floor player instead of the goalie as they were shut out. Walsh to Mahoney, that's blocked. And the entirety of Team Quebec cheers at the announcement of the assist to Girard. Mahoney tied up with Tribomb. Van Patten touches it, and we have a free hit for Team Canada. 2:01 left here. And Team Canada sends out its first line. Barber looks like he's going to take this free hit and just give it back to Luminella. Luminella over to his partner Walsh. Walsh taking his time. Cuts to the middle to Vivatoski. He goes down to Barber on the wall. Esh Gray gets enough in the way that Vivatoski has to turn back. He's being chased by Esh Gray. Now he's got 2 USA defenders in the rearview mirror. Over to Barber. And I think that tells you the story of that game there.
And we knew it would be almost impossible for Barber to go a game without a goal. Great pass by Vivatoski over to the left side, and Barber with the one-timer is...
And to that stat point you just made, Stu, that technically speaking, the shootout goal isn't a goal. It's labeled differently in floorball.
Yes.
Similar to an own goal in soccer. Second line's out for both squads here as Aberstein takes the face-off with Grenapan. Grenapan tries to win it forward almost, and we have a high stick on Buck. Rolling now, long shot in, that goes just wide. Case comes around with it. Kitty's there, puts it into the corner. Jet trying to beat Abersold to it. Cook comes out with it. He's got Aberstein on him. Aberstein loses his stick, so he has to pick it up. Cook coming down the far side. Hari's not even looking. He's trying to match with Buck. Rolling stops it in the crease there, basically. And we have a free hit for Team USA. Cook. Oh, jumps. Not allowed to do that. Luckily, he didn't touch the ball.
Yeah.
An advantage to Team USA.
Got his first goal, but may have almost taken his first penalty as well. Just a natural reaction. The ball goes up in the air and you want to use your body to block it.
Deflected by Buck, but it still makes it over to Case. Rolling now with 1 minute. Thanks, Mario. Abersold in front of the net. Blocked by Jet. Cleared by Keisten. Buck knocks that ahead. Can't get it by Roland though. Roland puts it forward to Aberstein. Aberstein to Abersold. Apparently Team USA just wanted to make my life a little more difficult by putting those two out there together.
That was a 4-on-1 for the U.S.
Keisten clears it.
You don't see that often
No.
in floorball.
Not at all. Not at this level. One last shift here. Blanco blows by Daly. Cut off by Walsh. Daly helps with the back check. Van Patten with one of his first touches out there against Daly. Advantage to Van Patten. Daly giving Rickard Wiseman a look I've seen before, reffing FLO. Don't worry, Rickard, it's not personal. Big save by Kitty. Knight's gonna clear it out. He goes down to Mahoney, and it's deflected into the corner. Given as a Team USA free hit, and with 11.9 seconds, Blanco's just gonna try and get one more here. He goes down to Van Patten, who puts it across. Gerard with a good defensive play. Blanco trying to control it. Try bomb whiffs. And with that, Team Canada is going to move on to the 2023 World Championships in Malmö, Sweden.
The draw will come up for the schedule on March 5th. So Canada know what groups they're in. One more qualifier to be figured out, and that's the Asia Oceanic qualifier.
Which is an incredible tight division.
Yes, we had talked about it yesterday, where the last time they actually all three tied all by the same score. And they had to use some kind of calculation in order to figure out what teams advance.
It was quite the, it's the first time that the IFF has had to step in picking a qualification. The only other time they've really done it is when teams have had to bow out and then they have to decide based on whatever precedent they've established to pick a new team to fill the hole.
Great effort by the U.S. Battled hard like they always do. But now there'll be a couple years before they can try to qualify again.
Connor Case, one of the younger members on the team, trying to console his goalie, Stockley, who played amazing again. The scoreboard does not tell that story. Both teams line up for the presentations.
Blanco, player of the game for the U.S., 2 goals in today's game.
Once again, Floorball Canada would like to thank everyone in attendance today. Big thank you to our volunteers, the local organizing committee, our referees, the IFF jury member. And player of the tournament, apologies. Player of the tournament, number 91 for Team Canada, Anthony Defoe.
No, I don't know. Frank, what do you got? All good? No more games.
Thank you, Team Canada. No doubt about it, the better team won. I've been here for like 12 years, and this is by far the best Team Canada I've ever seen. So, good luck to Mamba, good luck to Shaku, thanks for us, the whole North American Floorball community. Thanks to the refs, and especially thanks to the local already for your volunteering, awesome hard work. This wouldn't work without you. Of course, thanks to all of the fans. Great to have you here. Still not on our side, it's still nice. And of course, still finally, thanks to DMU staff. You've been super helpful. I don't know. Am I seeing anybody here? Right? You're here.
So, thank you, Miko, for thanking everybody that I was going to thank. And so I'll keep it short and sweet. The reality is that we're really happy to make floorball great again in both North America, Canada, USA. It was a pleasure to have you guys here. Unbelievable crowd. Thank you everybody that I dealt with in the organizing part of this, and it means a lot to all the friends and family and everybody that showed up. So Team USA, thanks for showing up, thanks for keeping us honest, and we look forward to making North America proud of the World Championships and at the World Games.
I was after yesterday, I had the same thought. Best squad I've ever seen. They have a real chance of doing something for World Championships, depending on the draw.
That's what it always comes down to. Always tough teams, especially when you're playing a lot of European teams. Canada looking to build on their 12th place finish in Switzerland. Highest ever finish for a Canadian team, 11th.
And with that, good night and good
Carl,
luck.
great job.
You too, sir. We'll see you next time.
Enjoyed sharing the broadcast booth with you. Our technical producer on staff, Sarah, all our camera people, great job bringing you all the action. Everybody that was watching online, thanks so much. And all the players and staff, safe travels home. And we look forward to seeing Canada play in the World Championships coming up in Malmo in December.